Hey there, everyone. This is Claudia again, your friendly neighborhood early childhood educator slash educational assistant. Here again, uh, flies. Ick. I do love them, but they're living things, but still, stay in your lane. Anyway, I'm here today from Cora's Cottage again, Wasaga Beach, still here at number 17, my favorite number. Um, Here to discuss things that can help with speech delay, specifically for children with autism. But as you are aware, that it doesn't have to be just for children with autism. It is to help every child, right? In terms of nutrition, food, and brain development. All of those things are important when it comes to children. So it's not just the children with autism, but today we're going to sort of specifically talk about children with autism, right? And we're going to be talking from a video. We're going to be basing this video off of a video with a lady named Joya Van Der Laan. Beautiful lady and beautiful information. And I'm going to be leaving her information, or at least the information for the video, in the description box so that you can take a look at her, because you're going to be seeing throughout the months that I will be doing this, or the years to come, hopefully, right? That I will be taking a lot of information from other individuals who've been doing this for a long time. They're the shoulders that I stand on. I believe in bigging them up, but I also believe in taking the information from them, because a lot of them have done their own research too. And I'm sort of like the bridge between me and you and them, because you might know me, right? But you might not know her. But through me, you'll get to know her and also get to know more information that can help you on your journey of wherever you are in terms of your child with autism, or the child in your classroom that you might be, dealing with. Okay? So, with that, I call myself an early childhood educator. I call myself an educational assistant, and I also call myself the advocate for children. So I'm also a child advocate. According to another beautiful lady, she said to me that, you know what you are? You're an advocate for children. And I said, it looks like I am. Yeah. So also a child advocate, advocating for the right of all of these children in the world to eat nutritious things that can help to build their brains to make a stronger tomorrow. That's where we're at. So, yeah. So with that, we're starting. And they say that 40% of children with autism actually have speech delay. So we want to get them to speak, because in order for them to communicate with the world around them, that gives them a better standard of living. Would you agree? I think you would. So, yeah, though there's various ways that we can help them, but today we're mentioning speech delay. We're mentioning the speech delays, but with speech delays, you can help them through things like speech therapy would involve like modeling it, and it would involve using various devices to help them with their speech. But we're also aware, especially as an early childhood educator and a educational assistant, I'm aware that a lot of the school boards don't have the money for that, right? So you have overworked speech therapists that don't come to you sometimes when the child starts in September until maybe the following September, which can go like a year or even 2 years before they actually see a speech therapist. So as a parent, you have to advocate for your child indeed, but you also have to do a lot of these things yourself. So that's where YouTube University comes in, right? Sometimes you have to to end up doing a lot of that, right? So there's a speech therapy, and then there's something else that they call the biomedical approach. Now, with the biomedical approach, we're not saying that you do speech therapy and not the biomedical approach. You're doing both things, right? Because one helps the other. If you're doing speech therapy, you should also look into the biomedical approach, because they go hand in hand and help each other out. So within the biomedical approach, they look at two deficiencies that might actually affect the speech, affect the child's delay in speech. The first thing is the mitochondrial functioning, or the mitochondrial dysfunctioning. Now, the mitochondria is, they are little organelles within the body that are responsible for producing energy. They're responsible for where that energy is where that energy is put forth then, so it's responsible for producing the energy, and it's responsible for dictating where that energy goes, or where that energy is used. And energy, we use energy for all kinds of things. One of the main things that we use energy for, when from a brain perspective, is that it helps with the tongue, right? So it gives you energy to open your mouth and to lift your tongue, put your tongue down. It gives you energy from a muscle perspective, so all of those things are worked from the mitochondrial, right? And if those muscles are not working, or if those muscles are not working properly, then you get speech delay, right? So that's one part of it, the mitochondrial dysfunctioning, right? Because that might cause issues with speech. Then we have another thing called the CFD, which is the Cerebral Folate Deficiency. And it's exactly as it sounds. They are deficiency with folates within the brain. So the folates actually come from things like green leafy vegetables. It might come, if you're a meat eater, it comes from beef liver too, and it comes from things like oranges. And what happens is that when you eat the food, the folates that are in those foods are blocked, and they can't get through the blood-brain barrier. So you need the nutrients and you need the water to go through the blood-brain barrier so that it can help the brain. And what's happening with CDF is that the folates are blocked and they can't go through. What can block the folates? Things like dairy. Dairy actually blocks the folates so that you don't get enough coming through the blood-brain barrier. And if it's not going through the blood-brain barrier properly, you become deficient in it. Just like that, right? Remember, I have my trusty notes here. So, right? All right. So there are things that you can use to help those things, to help that issue, actually. You can not eat dairy, but sometimes it's tricky, right? We got to do what we got to do. One of the main things that Joya or Dr. Van Der Laan suggests is that B12, vitamin B12, or it's also called methyl B12, METHYL, methyl B12. That is good for cognition, it's good for behavior, it's good for memory, speech, and it's also good for mood. So taking those things would help to supplement the body and give the body the energy that it needs to be able to move those parts of your body. And the vitamin B12 actually activates the folates. It activates the folates in the body, and folates, not folic acid, by the way. Folates are the natural form of the natural forms, and folic acid is the artificial form, right, of folates, the artificial form of folates, right? But folates or folonic acid, it's the natural form of folates. The folic acid are synthetic, and those folic acids too are things that you really don't want in your body, right? They're in things like cereals, like rice, like pasta, like baking flour. They're fortified with folic acid, and folic acid is fake, right? And if it's fake, it's going to cause issues, and it being fake, it actually blocks the proper folic acids and causes inflammation in your body. It causes inflammation in the body. And according to Dr. Sebi from ancient days, read up on Dr. Sebi too, guys, if you are interested. Dr. Sebi from ancient days said that we don't have disease, we have inflammation, which is very important for us to look into, right? So we have vitamin B12 because it activates the folates, and the folates actually help the mitochondrial to work better. So all needed. And if, according to her, you can actually find vitamin B12 and folates as a supplement together when you go to purchase it. And also, of course, eating more leafy greens always helps, right? Because that's where the folates are found. Okay? And try and avoid the folic acid. So, moving on, fish oils too can help to supplement your body, because the fish oils are considered as healthy fats, right? If you can get that, it would be helpful also. And things like the healthy fats like DHA and EPA, those are considered healthy fats. And things like CoQ10, B6, magnesium, carotene, carnatine, those are considered healthy fats that will help your brain work better. And at the end of the day, they suggest that the brain is made up of fat, right? But what you need are the healthy fats to go through that blood-brain barrier. When those healthy fats can go through the blood-brain barrier, that gives the body and that gives the brain, oh no, hold on a second, guys. 1 minute. I'm gone. There I am. Okay. That gives the body a better head start when we can get those healthy fats to the brain, because the brain is made up of mostly fat, right? So that's very important. Okay, and they have these things for children. They have these supplements that you can give to your child to be able to help him or her to be able to think more clearly. And they have different flavors too. So check out her video, right? I would definitely recommend. And also, don't be too hard on yourself. And also remember that these doctors, a lot of them were not trained in nutrition. And because they weren't trained in nutrition, sometimes they can't give you the information that you actually require. So you have to go out of your way to be able to find that information yourself. And hopefully, I will have given you guys a lot of information that you can now think through and say, what am I going to take and what am I going to discard, right? So with that, I'd say, what else did I want to say? Check out Dr. Joya Van Der Laan. Actually, is she a doctor or is she a nurse practitioner? Anyway, Joya Van Der Laan, and her videos are called, what are they called again? They are called Your Autism Game Plan, right? Check her out and see if there's any information there that might be able to help you. And I feel these things can give your children a head start, because our children with special needs can benefit, but remember, our typical children can benefit also. And it's important to focus on feeding the brain when you provide nutrition to the rest of your body. It's important to focus on feeding the brain, right? And when the body doesn't have enough of these things, that's what ends up causing like certain are making these issues even more severe when the body is deficient of a lot of these things. So look into that, see how it works for you, and we'll see you again next time, right? Because we're going on the 15-minute mark. And thank you for staying with me that long. I appreciate you. So with that, I say respecting me and always respecting you. Peace and blessings.